My name is Warrant Officer Steve Bay. I'm an Air Traffic Control Officer at RAF Akrotiri. I've done coming up for 32 years this year, so it'll be 32 years in October. And within that time, I've done detachments to Afghanistan. I've done a detachment to Iraq. I was in Italy for 4 months, so I've seen a bit of the world because of the Air Force and done, had a varied and enjoyable career. So I was at school and we had a visit from the recruiting team. My uncle had been in the army and suggested it might not be the route for me. My cousin was in the Navy and he said he'd had an enjoyable time but spent a lot of time away from home. So I went to the RAF careers office. One of the jobs they offered was assistant air traffic controller, which sounded quite exciting and interesting. So that was how I ended up in the Air Force. We've obviously got new aircraft types and we've seen the retirement of some, such as the Nimrod, etc. Working at Boscombe Down, that was the test pilot school, so we had every aircraft type that the Air Force flew then, even such as the Hunter, etc., which is now retired. The one constant has pretty much been the Tornado, I suppose. That's still flying today as it was then. Princess Margaret, we had when I was a flight sim operator, we had a royal visit at RAF Shawbury, and part of the visit included a visit to the simulator to see how the simulator worked. So I was lucky enough to get a photograph of us stood behind. Never actually got to speak to Princess Margaret, but there is a photograph of us stood behind me in the simulator when I was a lot younger. But yeah, it's been good. I've had flights in aircraft. I was lucky enough to go low level around North Wales in a Hawk. That was really interesting. I flew all the way to southern Germany in the back of a Wessex, sitting in the door with my legs dangling. That was interesting. So yeah, I've been in C-130s, C-17s. It's been interesting. We'll work flat out for an hour and a half, and then we'll have a lull, as you say, while we wait for them to come back. And that's where you've got to stay on your toes and be ready for them coming back at a moment's notice, which they can do, as you said earlier, with emergencies and things like that. I've got about another 5 years left, so the normal retirement age is 55. Because we are short of air traffic controllers within the branch, there is a chance of extending and continue going on a continuance up to 60. So who knows? But yeah, I enjoy the job. I still enjoy the life. So who knows? But the goal is to retire at 55. So.